Hello, welcome to Romance and Relationships. This is Kimmy Wyatt. This Romance and Relationships is called Incest, one victim's recollection. Today I have with me two guests, actually, a mother and a daughter. But before I get into talking with them, I want to go ahead and do my announcements. You know how I do it. The First thing I want to tell you guys is to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm speaking loud because for some reason my neighbors who have been very, very quiet all day, it's 11:55 p.m., haven't heard them all day. I pressed the record button and now they sound like a bunch of fat rats. You can go ahead and laugh. Okay. Okay. First announcement, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and be sure to click that notification bell so that you will be one of the first to get notifications of new vids I post up. You know what? I have a twist pudding for those of you in the natural hair curve movement. 5+ years of research I've done. It did not start out that way. It was for personal reasons. My what I was looking up, whatever that was, and turned into a lot of research and then turned into, from there, implementation into products. I am coming out also with my own skin care line as well. But right now I have out on the market my twist pudding. Okay, for your hair. So if you're in the natural hair care movement and you're looking for an alternative to what you currently use to twist your hair, protective style, whatever. Go ahead and scroll down where the text is posted and order that twist pudding. And also right now I have a promo going on. If you order 3 or more of any size, 2 sizes available, you will get free shipping. I will also be doing, or I will be doing seminars coming up very soon on business. These seminars will be inclusive of us getting our food on, getting our grub on. We're going to do that. Who does that? Who do you know has a meeting or have a meeting and they're eating during the meeting? Me. Yeah, we're going to do that. 2 days, all you can eat. And we're going to talk about business, something I love to not only do, but also talk about. I've helped so many people start businesses and just guiding them in this way and that way. What type of business should you get in? Should my family be in this type of business? No, they shouldn't. Okay, all kinds of things I'm going to talk about, and also freebies that are available for you for your business. Also, if you have a business already, you may be wondering why you're not reaching your maximum capacity financially. I can help you with that. So keep up with me, you guys. Those seminars are coming up real soon. Just wanted to let you know, or want to let you know, they will only be in the Texas area initially. And then I will be, as funds come in, I will be going to a town hopefully near you. In the meantime, you have to come visit me. Speaking of funds, please, I'm being stalked, spied on. Those of you who are unaware, and for that reason, I'm unable to reach my maximum capacity as far as finances and do what I normally would do to make money. Okay. So I'm asking for your donations for my causes and also personal use, so that I can proceed in my life and do what I need to do. And I don't care if it's $2. I really appreciate it. That information is also where the text is posted. If you cannot send me donations, just know this. The simple fact that you're listening to my voice right now is wonderful to me. Thank you so much for your support. Okay. A couple of terms I want you to look up. Please look up these 7 terms. I will give you 5 minutes to get a pen and paper. Okay. So anybody want to play some music? Either of you want to sing? I guess they don't want to sing. I'll sing for you. Waterloo, I was defeating you all alone. No, I'm just joking. Okay, here we go. And for those of you who have been keeping up with me, you know why I sang that song. All right, 7 terms I need you to look up. Not trying to be in your face, but I really need you to look up these terms because they're very critical. Although you may feel you're not being spied on, you just might be spied on. And if you know in your heart you're not, guess what? Chances are someone you know is going through the same thing I'm going through. First term is, let's see, just pull one of them out of my hat. Go ahead and look up targeted individual. Next term, targeted individual. Next term is gang stalking. Put those together, or you can separate those words. Next term is going to be group stalking. Gang and group stalking are basically the same thing. Next term you need to look up is empath, E-M-P-A-T-H. electronic stalking. By the way, I'm an empath, and an empath is definitely going to be a targeted individual. However, flip side of that is, just because you're a targeted individual, or if you're a targeted individual, that does not mean that you are an empath. Okay. Okay. And electronic stalking, I need you to look up organized crime. A lot of people, oh, I saw that. I know what organized crime is. I saw this movie on TV. No, 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 no. And keep in mind, Hollywood will go to the ends of the earth to make sure that character is portraying whom they're supposed to be portraying, giving you the impression that they are whom they are portraying. However, I took drama classes. However, guess what? That's not what it's all about. Okay. So please look up organized crime. Last term is, perps, P-E-R-P-S. Gotta look that up. Okay. The best way to look up these terms, of course, you can look them up, do a search, and look up text, but I want you guys to get bits and pieces and ideas and information from different sources. And the best way to do that is to go to a video outlet, and I suggest YouTube. Okay, Kimmy this week. I will no longer be doing Kimmy this week, or they are ceased for the moment, because I am still in my apartment, although I am moving out, and I will those will commence once I move. Just didn't feel comfortable anymore. Really did feel comfortable from the beginning, putting a phone up to my ear. I'm in my bathroom in the mirror with a phone up to my ear. No. So I will be starting those back up when I move, and got a lot of stuff on the agenda for you guys when I move. And also, as I've mentioned before, my gang stalkers would come by if I hadn't posted it up by, Thursday evening or something like that. Kimmy this week. They love live. Okay. So one of the things I also want to tell you, if you scroll down and you're lucky enough, because this is still March, to see, a link called My 34 Collections. Please know that link will be leaving that text really soon. Google is getting rid of that platform. My 34 Collections is on that platform. If you scroll down a little further, you will see social media, and under that you will see the brand page, the main page for those 34 collections. Please go check it out. You'll see why I am very upset with Alphabet Inc., who owns Google Plus, and for getting rid of that platform. And a lot of us are. I spent a lot of time on that platform, yada, yada, yada. And if you are lucky enough to see that, you will see why. Not a happy camper. And also for Kimmy this week, pictures. You will see pictures of me up until the day that I spoke and said that or mentioned that I will no longer be doing Kimmy this week in the bathroom. Okay, so you will see actual pictures of yours truly. Okay. So if I forgot something, you guys, as you guys know, may not know, that information will be where the text is posted. Also, this video will have, if there's errors, where the text is posted at the very top. Very first thing you will see is before watching, and I will go into the time of the error or correction and give that correction. Okay. Today, I am talking about a topic that is really sentimental to my heart. I've been blessed, however, to never have gone through anything like this. And if I did go through it, I don't know. Maybe, someone touched me or something in the family, or I've had an attempt, but my mom was the type of mom who, she wouldn't even let me sit in a man's lap, not that I wanted to, she just would never let me. And likewise, I never let my daughter sit in a man's lap. And with that being said, and when I say there was an attempt, there was it didn't even trust me, because I had that type of mom who taught me, you know what I'm saying? And you don't think about these things until you get older. There are certain things that you have to look out for, and so when someone inappropriately touched me, you better get your hands on me. No, or if not that, my mom was made very well aware that this person touched me, and wasn't even, they should not have touched me at all where they did. But here's the deal. I knew this person was, had some alcohol. So there you go. I took that into consideration even at that age as well. Okay. So today I am here with, Red. Hi, Red.
How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. How about yourself?
Fine.
Okay. Please know that even though she is very light-skinned, Red is not her real name. Okay. Just to let you know that. And I'm also here with her daughter, TT. Hi, TT.
Hi.
Hi. Speak up a little bit, babe.
Hi.
Okay, there you go. And they are my guests today, and on a subject, as I mentioned earlier, that is very, very dear to my heart because I have compassion for people, period. And like I said, although I've never gone through this, don't recall going through it, and anything like that. And trust me, it was, 2 minutes of something, if anything happened. But this is not about me. There are a lot of people on the planet who have found themselves in situations that, they did not want to be in, but had to be in. Okay. Today, I am going to talk to a victim, Red. She has given me permission to talk to her daughter as well, or to ask her a couple of questions. They have a very, very open relationship, and she's a young lady, but she's very intellectual. Okay. So I'm going to be asking Red a couple of questions about her incest incidences. First thing I want to ask you is, first I want to thank you for speaking with me today.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much in granting me this interview. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get this interview for a minute, and you guys know I have to be, put a little comedy in there. And one of the things I love about Red is that she has 3 children. Very, very, very strong person. You guys, totally admire her. And I'm like, okay, we gotta talk. We have to really talk. And so it's been put on the back burner, and this is the day. And we're going to talk about her incest incident. Who was your perpetrator?
My father.
Your father? And I may repeat what she says a couple of times because I don't know if you guys can hear what she's saying. And do you remember when your incest started?
Yes, when I was little.
Like
when I was in elementary school.
Elementary school? 6th grade, 5th grade?
When I was maybe 9.
9 years old, so probably 3rd grade or something like that?
Yes.
Let me ask you something. How many siblings do you have?
4 brothers and 4 sisters.
8? All living?
Yeah. No, one of my brothers died of diabetes.
Okay, sorry to hear that. Okay, so at the age of 9, you were where? Like what happened? It hit you like a ton of bricks, I know. What it
came on Laurie Street in South Dallas.
Okay. You don't have to tell what street it was. It's okay. And then what happened?
And he started touching on me, but I didn't. When I was a kid, I didn't know. I thought it was okay.
Now let me ask you something. Because I'm very detailed when I speak. Okay, so you were outside. I mean, you were in the house and you were watching TV or something.
No,
what happened?
I was standing in front of this the stoves that you light up.
Okay, a light up stove. It was like winter time.
Yeah.
Okay, or it was cold outside at least.
Yes, cold.
And then you were standing up in front. You had short. What did you have on? You remember?
I used to wear dresses.
Oh, okay, yeah. Easy access. Okay, so you had on a dress. He's sitting where? Or standing where?
Standing right there, touching all of me.
That is the day it started.
It's been happening.
No.
More than that's the day I just finally said, well, this ain't right.
So well, take us back to like literally like when nothing had happened prior to this, nothing, and then all of a sudden you just something let us know something had to have occurred like initially the first time when you said, what is he doing?
That's the day when I said this ain't right. Why is he?
No. You just said like it actually happened. It was other. Okay, just. So do you remember like the first time, like the very first time? Because that's something that people would want to know. Like, okay, you can always jump in the middle, but some people who have never gone through this would want to know, like, how did that start? You know, what were you doing? You were asleep, and can you remember way back then?
No.
You can't remember? Okay, how it started. You just remember that particular time when you were fed up.
Yeah.
Okay. But you told me earlier that you did remember, like, how you were too young. So it started when you were, obviously, if you can't remember, you had to have been really, really young.
Yes.
Okay. But you woke
up.
It
probably was when I was little too, but I just didn't notice it till I got older.
That something was abnormal.
Yes.
My friends are probably not going through this.
Yes.
Okay. I don't hear my friends talking about anything like this right here.
And all my sisters was experiencing the same things. They're telling me, well, all of us was experiencing the same things, and they were telling me about it.
So would you guys sit up at night and talk about it,
Yes.
or okay, like before bed?
Yes.
And so what would be like a conversation your sister would say, you know what, Daddy touched on me?
Yep, and then my brother started doing it.
Your brother started doing it. Eldest brother? I mean, how he was
like the second from the oldest.
He was like the second. So he knew what your dad was doing because your dad was also Recollection. You guys, her dad, 8 kids, was also molesting the boys. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so
he wasn't messing with the boys, just the girls.
Just the girls.
Yes.
Okay, so initially you were saying it was both, but your brother, one of your brothers, obviously knowing that your dad. How did he find out? By the way.
Who, my dad?
Your brother.
He probably seen him doing it and knew he was doing it.
Okay, and because your brother saw your dad doing it, he took it upon himself to try to do.
I wonder, can I do that too? Because I see him doing it.
Right. One of those situations. I see him doing it. I wonder if I can do it. What with your brother? Do you remember what happened with him touching on you, or did he ever accomplish that?
No, because I slept with a bat in my bed.
But he attempted.
Yes.
Did he get it?
In my room, their room, like you said, no, my roommate didn't. We have a closet. They made a hole in the closet so he could come through the hole to come in there and mess with us.
Who, your brothers did?
Yes.
You're kidding.
No, ma'am.
So they were in cahoots with him, with your father molesting you guys.
Yes.
Kind of took the pressure off of them.
And then when he come and mess with us, we'll have to scream real loud and my mother run in there.
Okay, we're going to talk about your mother because one of the most beguiling things about this situation, and it happens a lot, is that your mother was basically aware this was going on.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about that. You know, you told your mom, or how did she find out?
She been knowing it was going on. I think she just, because my brother, before he died, he said, I blame my mom, Mary, for this. Was my mother. They don't call her mom. They call her Mary.
They call your mother Mary.
She said, I blame mama. I blame Mary for this because she knew it was going on and never did nothing about it.
Wow, and that happens.
If somebody to tell you that, you know it's been going on.
Now, when he say this, you said none of your brothers were molested. So when he said, I blame Mary for this, meaning your mother, what did he actually mean, considering he was not molested, supposedly?
She knew it was going on and she didn't know
she was talking about the girls.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So you went to her and she just brushed it off.
And my sister says, still have nightmares about this.
She still has nightmares about it? Oh, I can imagine.
She's older than me.
And she's older than you are, and she's still having nightmares.
Yes.
So let me ask you something. Was your father abusive to your mother?
Yes. We used to see him beat her up.
Literally.
They used to use bats, whips, chains, and just fight. Literally fight.
She fought back though.
Yes.
As much as she could.
They used to be bleeding and fighting. And that was...
Wow. So even though she fought on her behalf, but when it came to you guys, she kind of stepped back a little bit.
Yes.
How did you feel about that? You feel betrayed? Did you feel betrayed?
I used to leave all the time. I didn't stay at home. I used to leave.
How old were you when you would leave?
16.
Okay. Authority or no, you had the authority to leave, or you would just
leave and go over my friend's house and stay. I wasn't doing nothing bad. I would just leave because I couldn't take it in there anymore.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So have you talked to your mother? We're going to talk about some more things, but have you talked to your mother about this since you've been an adult?
No, not really.
Wow. And you guys may not have heard me completely or heard me. I had the phone down, but I think they still could have heard me. So you've never discussed it?
No.
Has she discussed to talk to you about it? Like brought it up? Probably not. No.
No.
Okay. And you said that this has affected one of your sisters to the point that she's still having nightmares. So this was not sporadic, meaning this was not once a month. This was actually obviously
It was ongoing.
It was ongoing, occurring like how many? If you had to calculate, how many times a week this was happening? About how many times? If you had to calculate, about how many times a week were you touched inappropriately by your father?
Every day.
Really, every day, with 4 girls, literally every day. So if you were touched every day,
some of my other sisters used to work. And I was little. I just know about me. I don't really know about the other ones. They would just talk about it.
They would talk about it. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And this is something that goes on, believe it or not, even more so.
That's kind of why it's hard for me to in a relationship too.
Yeah, well, I wanted to talk to you about that. So sustaining a relationship is not your thing, is it? Not really. Do you blame it on that, or just, that may just not be the dude for you or something like that? Do you think it has something to do with
I think all men is like that.
Because you think all men are like how your father was?
Yes.
You do? No. Okay. Well, no, they're not. They're not. You have to trust,
Y'all gonna really, when I tell y'all this, y'all gonna be mad.
What?
When I told my mama or my daddy, he filled the tub up with water and stuck my head in there trying to drown me.
So he literally. Was he? Okay, don't take. How can I put this? I know he wasn't playing with you, but was he trying to scare you, or
no,
was
he said, "Why you tell your mama then fill the tub up with water and push my head in there? Then I got up there and put it back in there." I remember that because my sister remembered it. My sister that's older than me, Rebecca, remembered it.
Wow, that is amazing. How did you get out of that situation?
I had to fight.
And you ran?
Yeah, and I ran and went over my friend's
house. How old were you?
I was like 12, 13.
You are kidding. Wow. Did your father ever mention to you guys that he was molested or something happened to him?
No.
Your mother?
No.
Okay. And it has to, you guys, please be aware, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. It has to start with someone who's...
kind of weird stuff.
Okay, so he used to do all kinds of weird stuff, like give us something else he used to do. For instance,
pick up prostitutes and have sex with have babies out of wedlock for other.
But out of wedlock.
I didn't even know I had another sister until we seen her. We didn't know till she was older. We had another sister.
Did your mother know he was?
He used to talk to my sister's friends and try to mess with my friends. That's like my age. Mess with my friends. Talk to my friends. It's weird stuff.
So he was just out there. Anything that was of sexual nature, he was in it.
Yes, and I don't see how she stayed with him. I couldn't do it.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And he used to try to talk to your friends and your sister's friends. And when you say prostitution, he used to bring them...
Pick up prostitutes, get diseases. One day he called home and said, "Tell your mother I got collapsed." And I said, "Did you fall?" And they said, No. I got a disease. I said, "You tell her yourself."
So collapse, you mean the collapse? The collapse, yeah.
Because I thought it was falling when you collapse.
Collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was young. And I said, no, you need to tell her because I don't got nothing to do with that.
Wow. So you were strong then. You know, regardless of what was going on.
I said I got to move out. Like I had to get out of there.
Yeah. So when did you move?
When I got it, I was by. My old was out when I had COVID.
So you were pregnant when you left?
Yeah, I had to go. They called me for my appointment. I ain't even gonna look at the appointment. I just said, yeah, I get it and left.
So when you say your apartment, you were getting some type of assistance or something. Okay. Oh wow. Now let me ask you something. Just throwing some questions out there to you. Do you feel like you're like a child, or a person's children should know that their mother or father has gone through something like this?
I told my kids.
You did? Okay, cool. You did.
And I asked somebody, do you think I should have told my kids? They said, yes, you need to tell your kids. Nobody gave me no answer. Everybody was like, yes, you need to tell your kids.
Okay.
To let them know, hey, you don't need to, because it's a lot of stuff. Oh, boy.
There's a lot of stuff that what?
That, like Leon, like, I got to, you'll probably get to that.
Yeah. No, you can go ahead and converse with me and tell us what's going on.
Like my nephew and my son, how old was my son? Because I used to stay with my mother and them, like, before I got my apartment, I used to stay with them till I got it.
Okay. This your mother and father.
I was pregnant with, I think, Shatoria.
Okay.
TT.
Or Shatoria or TT.
Shatoria
or TT. Okay. All righty. And
I was pregnant, and I think I was 9 months. Mm-hmm. And so like some pulled me up, like a spirit or something pulled me up. Hey, you need to go look. So I looked, and my nephew was trying to get my son to suck his thing.
Oh, you are kidding. How old was your nephew?
So that's my funny.
How was your nephew?
He's he was like 21 and my cousin like 13. Some pulled me up and said, "Hey, you need to go look," because I was pregnant.
Oh, they were in the room by themselves.
Yes, playing the game.
And he had his penis out, wanting him to do that.
Yeah, I seen the cover on the ground, and then I seen my son on the ground, and I seen my old nephew trying to do it, and I got a knife and I tried to kill him.
Oh, and well, meaning he knew better. He was like,
my son didn't know better, but he knew better.
Okay, so how you don't remember, like, he was a teenager or he was?
My son was young and the boy was a
teenager.
Older,
yeah,
yes.
That's amazing. So it seems like things like this were running rapid in the family. Did your father have any siblings?
Yes, he got siblings.
So do you you said you didn't hear of anything like this going on with his family. I mean, with his siblings, him and himself. Mm-hmm. Okay, because for your nephew, which I'm assuming is your father's brother or sister's child, to be doing the same thing, it seems like something is generational. Like, something was happening, probably, that you just probably didn't know about. That is absolutely amazing. I've heard of things like this, and I just want to commend you for being such a strong individual, because you just never know with what someone has gone through.
And they did when everybody was gone, like to the memorial where you passed the bread and the wine. Mm-hmm. When they came back, I told them what happened. They didn't do anything but read him a scripture from the Bible.
Now, memorial, passed the bread and the wine. Well, what was that?
Jesus' death, when you passed the bread and the wine.
So you went to church or something?
No, they're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, they're Jehovah's Witnesses. The entire family, basically.
Yes.
And what happened?
When they came from that, I told them what happened. Mm-hmm. And they didn't do nothing but read him a scripture. It's like they were trying to hide it.
You told some of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
I told my sister and them what happened. Mm-hmm. They didn't do nothing but read him a scripture.
But your sister already knew, right? What happened?
No, they was gone. This happened when they was gone, and they was in the room by themselves playing video game. I was asleep. I was in my 9th trimester, and I was, when you're at your 9th trimester, you're tired, you can't get up.
Right.
But something pulled me up, told me, hey, go look.
Oh, so you're okay. So I'm mixing incidences together. You're talking about the incident with your son and a nephew.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about your father. Incidences with your father. I'm like, well, how you said your sister knew? Okay, so the only thing that occurred there was like the scripture was read to him, and that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I had did a police report, and I could have put him in jail, but I said the police just told me to keep my kids away
from him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay, and you did say that.
And this wasn't crazy. I mean,
what happened?
Don't understand it.
What happened?
Now my nephew is dating his sister.
Your nephew is dating his sister now.
Yeah, they got the same mother.
Same
different
mother.
Dad.
Wow.
The same daddy, but different mothers.
Okay.
Yes.
And so they're related.
Yes.
And you're telling me they are dating?
Yes, they stay together. And he had got her pregnant, but she got an abortion.
He got her pregnant, but she got an abortion. Wow. So this is basically going through the entire family to some degree.
Yes.
So do you feel like you have to protect your kids? And by the way, do you let your kids visit?
No, my kids stay right by me.
So
you
don't let them
I
visit.
talk to them about everything. If anybody, you tell me, you let everybody know how I'm about my kids.
Right. That's going, and I know for a fact you're a wonderful parent. So how do you feel about your father now?
He's sick, and my mother's taking care of him. But if I couldn't take care of him, I just couldn't do it.
Right. Because you couldn't look at him in the same way. You think you would probably harm him if you...
No, I wouldn't do that. I just couldn't do it. Take care of him. Yeah. But I would never hurt nobody.
Because you have resentment. Because you still have resentment.
Yeah, but I wouldn't never hurt nobody.
Wow. That is wonderful that you said that too, because some people like, oh, I would such and such and such, But God, yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Now we've talked about weight. Do you feel like, you being a plus size woman, do you feel like this had an effect on you gaining weight over the years?
Yes.
In what way? Because you would...
Stress eating.
Yeah, that will do.
And I think that was why I couldn't really find a man. Because I was like, oh, he might mess with me, might mess with my kids.
Right. And you should have your guard up like that, regardless. What about therapy? Have you ever gone to therapy?
No, but I wanted to do like a family therapy with all my kids. Family therapy.
Okay. Why would you think your kids would need to be involved with your therapy?
Because they're going through stuff too.
They're going through
You might not can't tell, but they probably going through stuff too.
Some things like residual, like residue from what you had gone through.
No other stuff.
Other things. Okay. Anything sexual?
No.
Okay. All right. So you said the weight is probably the cause of you stress eating, and a lot of people will gain weight behind things like that when something happens in that manner. You also said you weren't comfortable around men, but you are currently dating someone right now and have been. Have you ever been married?
No.
But you have, of course, you've had relationships, and obviously because you have 3 children, and you are dating someone right now. How do you feel about that relationship and where it's going?
I love him.
You don't know right now.
I love him.
You do love him. You love him. Okay, cool. So I mean, you may be okay if you're loving him. What about the children's father?
No.
Something.
The only one I get along with is my son's father.
Okay.
We're close.
You're very close. But the others, no. And the other 2 have the same father. Is that right?
Yeah, the other 2 got the same.
Have the same father. Okay. Now, are you afraid of getting in an abusive relationship again? Or have you? Well, let me back up. Have you ever been in a, not besides the incident with your father? Have you ever been in an abusive relationship?
Yeah.
Another. You have.
With my oldest girl's father, my oldest daughter's father.
Okay, so you have 4 children.
Yes.
Okay, what occurred there?
I used to get hit, beat up, hit in the face, and just like one time, he hit me in the eye. It was black, and I didn't go to work for 2 weeks, and I think the people at work knew I was getting hit on.
Yes. And what did they do?
I had to go talk to somebody about it.
Oh, they made you go talk to someone?
No, I had to go talk to somebody about it. I think my mom and them knew it too. Henny was also staying with me and when I was working, he had girls in my house and cheating and everything.
Oh my goodness! And you think you think you chose him like that because of what had happened with your mother and your father?
No, because he was my kid, my first.
Your first love?
Yes.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you feel like you may have chosen, because usually women will choose, not usually not on purpose, but we'll choose whatever type of father we had. That's the type of man we'll choose. Sometimes we'll wake up and say, you know what, my mother went through this, and I temporarily went through it. I'm not going to go through it again. Do you think that may have had an effect on you, being with him for the length of time you were, because of what you saw when you were growing up?
No.
No, it's just something that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, he wasn't like that.
He was cheating too.
He was cheating on you too. It wasn't like that when it first started, though, right?
No.
Wow. And but right now you're in love. You're in love with someone. So now, how old is your dad right now?
73.
Has he ever made an effort? And I think I asked you this earlier, but I'm not for sure. Has he ever made an effort to apologize, say anything? I'm sorry.
No.
And he's 73.
No.
He is 73. He just has never apologized or anything like that.
No, he never apologized.
He never apologized.
My mama haven't either.
Your mother hasn't either. You got any resentment towards her? A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, she should have known. And I'm gonna say something, ladies. Please know if a child is going through this, whether it's biological father, boyfriend, stepdad, whatever, and it works both ways. It could be the female doing something, but in most cases it's the male. Please know that, first of all, be aware of what is going on with your child. How could you overlook this? And never put a man in front of your child, your children or child. It's just not that serious. You know, a lot of women sacrifice. A lot of women will sacrifice the fact that they sacrifice their children for the sake of being with a man. And it's just one of the most ridiculous things. But what I was saying is, please know that when that child gets older, guess who they're going to be mad at? Chances are they're going to still be mad at the one who did this or that to them. Okay, but they're going to be mad at you. Because in a child's mind, no matter how old that child gets, they're still your child. The thing that they're going to be thinking is, why didn't you do something? Why you saw this, you saw that, and I can understand in cases where the mother just really didn't know. They're still going to blame you. But here in this case, you have a mother who knew what was going on and still let it go on. That is absolutely amazing. But like I said, these children, regardless of how old they get, they're going to blame you. They're going to always blame you because you're a mom. You're a mom. It is your job to get yourself out of that type of situation and put your kids first. Wow. Now, let me ask you this. You are in a relationship right now, but you're still saying that you have trust issues, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you something else now to get, and I know your daughter is present and I'm going to be speaking with her. When you say you were molested, was there any physical contact, meaning penetration?
See, that I don't remember.
You don't remember any penetration? You think you...
I stopped it before it got to that.
Yeah, knowing you probably saying no. So it was just touching on your,
Yeah,
touching everything. Would he go shower after he did something like that? You don't remember? Well, here I also have here with me TT, which is the daughter of Red. Hello, TT. Hello, TT.
Hello.
Okay, how do you feel about your grandfather?
I'm not really comfortable around him,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest.
You're not really, kind of speak up a little bit. You're not really comfortable around him.
No.
To be honest. Do you, all right, so, but are you happy that you know this about your mother, so that you can be more aware that it is happening, and so your eyes are like open to know, to be careful?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. You love your mother?
Yes.
I know this to be true. That she really does love her mother, and so let me ask you something. When you get older and you start dating, what are some of the things you will be looking out for so you'll know that's not how that's supposed to go? So you can help other children to know that even though I'm young, I know when I get older and start dating, I'm not going to accept this or that. What would you not accept from a man, even though you're a young lady? And kind of speak up a little bit.
I would not accept fighting.
You were not good.
And cursing and stuff, and hitting on me and stuff like that.
Right. Good. I am so proud of you. Are you planning on going to college?
Yes.
What do you want to be?
I want to be a singer, a basketball player, and a teacher.
You want to be a teacher? What subject?
Math.
Math. Okay, cool. Well, I hope that the good Lord blesses you to fulfill your dreams in that. And I know you are very intelligent. I know that on a personal note. So that's going to happen. And I am so proud of you because you are worldly. One of the things that Red, I noticed, does with her kids is she's very open with her kids and let her kids, as you can see, know what's going on. And it's an open cast call. It's an open call. Some parents will probably, and please post your comments where this video is posted, she shouldn't have told, or she should have told her kids. What do you feel, or how do you feel about the fact that Red, for children, divulged to her children what had happened to her in her past? Is that something you feel like a parent should just keep hush hush? Or do you feel like it needs to be known? And if you do, why? Why do you feel needs to be known? And why do you feel like it should be hush hush? I really would appreciate your comments on it. Is there anything else you want to share with the audience about your incident, and what people should look out for when even children should look out for, Red, to stop this from happening?
Never sit in a man's lap.
Yeah, my mother would not let me sit in a man's lap. I mean,
it's not all right for a man to touch you anywhere, shoulder or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
No, anywhere.
She was saying, I don't know if you guys heard her, but she was saying, never sit in a man's lap. Never let your child sit in a man's lap. And my mother, I made that statement earlier. My mother, I never wanted to, but my mother.
That's another thing. My dad used to tell us to sit in his lap and touch on us.
Oh, okay. She said another thing is her father would ask them to sit in his lap, and he would touch on you guys.
And my mama be right there looking.
And she would be right there looking. Literally, I mean, he's okay. Paint a picture. Can you? When someone says paint a picture, that means a vivid, like picture.
I can remember that.
You can remember. Okay, great. So your mom would be sitting across. I mean, like
right here, and then he right there, and we'll sit in his lap.
And so they would be across from each other.
Next to each other, looking at TV. What was this something that attracted her to where she would not have known what he was doing? I think she was scared of him because he used to beat her up.
Okay, and so you're sitting. For example, mom is sitting next to him, facing in the same direction. any blankets on anyone, or you just sitting there?
Just sitting on his lap.
Sitting on his lap. Are you straddled, meaning your legs are open, or were you like
sitting on his lap?
Just sitting on the lap? Okay, on a leg, not sitting on the lap. And then he would do what? Like touch your
back.
Touch your back, and then go down.
Yes.
And then he would touch your vaginal area.
Not while she right there. He don't touch your vaginal area. While she right there, it'll be when she's not there because she's work.
Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so your dad had an inkling of respect for your mom, and I do mean an inkling, to where he would touch on you guys inappropriately, but it was limited.
Yes.
He would touch your back, touch your shoulder. I mean, what else would he touch when she was there? What would he touch?
Just rubbing on my back like this.
Rubbing on your back. I mean,
I remember all that. And your legs.
Back, legs, things like that. Okay. But then, bam, she's gone to work, and that's when what?
He'll touch on us.
Touch.
He's trying to put his hand up under my dress because I used to wear dresses.
Could you wear pants if you wanted to? Or
for some reason they didn't want us to wear pants. That's another thing.
Well, easy access, of course. When you have a pedophile wants to get to the victim as quickly as possible, and pants would be restrictive. So if you guys were required to wear dresses, ding, 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 that's probably why. I don't know if Jehovah's Witnesses, were you a Jehovah's Witness as well?
Yeah, I was going to the meetings.
You going to the meeting? I don't know if the dress code for Jehovah's Witnesses, if they have to wear dresses or anything like that.
Just the other people that you just wear dresses.
Okay, so that didn't have anything to do with it. So yeah, it was easy access. He wanted to be able to have easy access to you guys. And then, but as it stands right now, we have no vaginal penetration. We have seemingly no touching of the vaginal area with the hands. Is that what you're saying? So he never once touched your vaginal area with his hands?
Not while my mother was around.
Okay. Now that's where we ended up. So, but when she would go to work or go somewhere, bam, what would happen?
You would touch us, and then I move, and you would know it ain't right.
Okay, so she would. In other words, you can't see her, of course, but when her father would touch her private area or vaginal area, she would push his hand out the way really, really. Then he would go back again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did he and eventually succeeding?
No, I don't know about them. I'm just speaking for myself.
Okay, but with you weren't having it.
No, I wasn't. No, because I was a fighter. No, don't touch me.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
I'm like that with my kids. I don't want nobody touching on them. I don't want nobody being by them.
Being by your children.
Even the boy.
I trust me. I am fully aware. This is absolutely amazing, and for you, young lady, I am so proud of you. You guys, you ought to see her dance. I mean, this is a dancing machine. I think she dances in her sleep. You can laugh. I think she dances in her sleep, you guys. So this is Kimmy Wyatt. I'm going to shut this down, and I want to thank you again, Red and Mrs. TT.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you guys so much for speaking with me and letting the audience know this is going on, you guys. I am talking to, just to give you how I feel about the situation. I am speaking with a Black African woman. Okay. Right now, 8 children, 8 siblings, and you, and your age, if you don't mind, how old are you, Red?
44.
44 years old, you guys. And she made sure that she said, and don't look like it. And trust me, she doesn't. Okay. But I want to say, you guys, it starts somewhere, whether that person was a victim and then as a result, they're victimizing someone else. It has, or it just has to start somewhere. And you need to, parents, be more aware of people you're letting hang around your kids. Never sacrifice your kids for a relationship. Oh my God. That is one of the worst things that I think a woman can do, because in the end, everything looks fine on the surface. Now, whether he's ever hit you or not, you're letting your kids be abused because you're not paying attention. I'm going to tell you something. Resentment is a mother. Something that you weren't being when you should have been paying attention. Your child is going to always remember, no matter how apologetic you are, that you were not there. And I'm going to tell you, during the time when you should have been, you were paying more attention to work. You were paying more attention to being in the bedroom with this man, father, or whatever. Doesn't matter. You were paying more attention to you thinking that you were in love as opposed to loving your children. Okay? And that is not how that is supposed to go. This is Kimmy Wyatt. Once again, thank you guys so much. Okay, hasta la vista. Buenos Aires. Buenas noches. Arrivederci. Au revoir, Salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao Bella. Ciao Bello. Gotta go. But I have to add to what I was saying earlier. A lot of people have this misconception that this is only in what you are. She can tell me. This only happens in what kind of race?
Black.
Well,
African American.
No. We don't do things like this. Let people tell it. Black African people don't mess with their children. That's the biggest lie ever been told on the planet. Now we know it happens. Don't get me wrong, but it's sporadic. The father this, that, and the father that. No, it happens more often than you think. And a lot of people, the answer I was trying to get from her is a lot of people think that it's white people. I'm just gonna be real. A lot of people think it's just Hispanics, or the white people are Hispanics. No. A pervert can be any race. A pedophile can be any race. Okay? So remember that. When you get up and your husband, regardless of husband, boyfriend, but let's just say husband, and he's not in the bed. He gets up at a certain time in the morning, every morning. He's not in the bathroom. What's that? That's what he would do?
I'm talking about my daughter.
Oh, your daughter? What about your daughter?
It was an incident that happened with my daughter.
It was an incident? Okay, she wants to elaborate on it. Which eldest daughter?
Yes, she's 21.
Okay, she wants to elaborate because I wasn't ready to go. You're not ready to go. I'm not ready to go. So she wants to elaborate on the eldest child, female, and what happened with that.
Well, I have a grandbaby that I love dearly.
Okay.
It's my heart. She came to told me, TT, and one of my best friends, that my daughter's boyfriend had been touching on her.
Her boyfriend, her daughter's boyfriend,
been touching on her,
and the grandbaby let all three of you guys know that.
Yes.
At the same time or a different time.
Yes, she told. And my grandbaby doesn't just go to anybody and talk to them, but for her to go to my friend to tell her, she must have felt comfortable around her.
Right.
Because she doesn't really talk to anybody. And my grandbaby and TT, they're the best of friends. She tells TT everything.
Okay, and the TT is your daughter that we have with us today. Okay. And what happened?
She told TT that he's been messing with her, but my grandbaby used to want to come on my house every week, and I was like, why does she want to come over here every week? And I didn't know. And she said, I have to tell y'all something that she told us.
And that's...
And I was always told that if a kid tell you somebody's messing with them, you have to believe them.
You have to believe them. Mm-hmm. You have to believe them. And they're strong, because in most cases they are told not to tell. Yes. I'm going to do something to your mom if you tell, that threatening, the sexual predator threat. Mm-hmm. is that, as SPT, the sexual predator threat is what I call it. Don't you better not tell anyone. If you tell someone, I'm going to do this and do this and do that. And really controlling the child's mind. And for her to be, how old is she?
4.
to be for and be that strong and open up, you know, that is amazing. And one of the things I want to do, even though I was ending this, and I'm glad you brought that up, is help you guys to be aware of a couple of signs. And I've done this before when I was on another platform, social media platform, and I let parents know some of the signs to, even though I personally have not been sexually abused, but have heard about it, and I just don't, it just didn't happen. And I can just about guarantee it didn't happen. It doesn't make me special, but I just don't recall it. I do want to say one of the major things that you guys need to look for, or you should look for, if you're wondering if your child is being sexually abused in any manner by the school official, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whom it is, your their own father, is urination. Most children who are molested will urinate in bed. They will urinate. Not all of them, but they will urinate in bed when they know how to go to the restroom. Did you do that?
Me, no.
Okay. No, Red did not do that, but most of them will urinate. And you're like, you're whooping the child because you know how to go to the restroom. You know how to go to the restroom. Why are you urinating? It's deeper than what you think, mom and dad. It's deeper than what you think. It's not always what you think. It's just deeper than what you think. Okay. Another thing is changes in grades, changes in study habit. This child was doing great, even though they were, B student, AB student. Now they've dropped down to C, CD student. All of a sudden, you're fussing at them about that. What's wrong with you? Blah, 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 this and that and the other. Instead of saying, okay, what is wrong with you? Something is going on. This is abnormal. This is totally abnormal. Being belligerent, hanging around people that they've they've never hung around with. Okay. Seclusion, finding them in corners and places and they don't want to talk to anyone. They're going to show you different, and there's many more. They're going to show you signs, you guys, that something is not right. Drugs, even. Let's say they've gotten older. They're 14, 15. They're using drugs. You're thinking, oh, they're just a teenager using drugs. No, not always. That's not always the case. They're trying to find that outlet. A place of peace in their mind. And I'm going to say it again. It goes back to you, mom, if you were there. Every child doesn't have their mother. Okay. But if you are available, it goes back to you. And then you come as a mom, a parent, throwing extra stuff on them because you can't understand why they're doing and acting the way that they're acting. And so now they're mad at you, and even more so than you letting it happen. So it's this big ball of confusion. It's catastrophic. You guys have to, parents, wake up and smell the coffee. Talk to your children. I'm going to tell you guys something that happened, an incident that happened before I go, with my daughter. My daughter had a best friend. First of all, back up. I can build a computer with my eyes closed. Okay. And a lot of people who know me know this. So my daughter had this, her best friend, and ironically, her best friend, a mother, and I went to the same elementary in school, although her mother is older than I am. In other words, she was around my brother. Well, she was with my brothers, her mom. But we all grew up in the same neighborhood is what I'm saying. And how they met is because I moved back to temporarily back home. And so, of course, the kids attended the elementary that I attended. And most of the kids, even if the parent had gone on, if the good Lord had called them on, beautiful homes, the kid would take over the home, and the one or more of the siblings would keep the home. And so, and then they have kids, you know how it goes. So my daughter became friends with a young lady. And of course, even after we moved, she could come back over. I'd drop her off and pick her up if she wanted to spend the weekend. I found out from her mother, seeing her mother at work one day. Hi, how you doing? But prior to this, she and her boyfriend, her mother and her mother's boyfriend wanted me to fix his computer. I never could understand, in retrospect, from when I saw her mother recently. I never could understand why this dude, he wanted me to fix it, but then he didn't want me to fix it. And he was just concerned with his files, his I don't, it's certain things. And I said, look, me being comical, I don't care about you watching porn, or you gonna see, this, that, and other. And I was like, well, I may see it, but I'm trying to fix your computer. I never fixed that computer, you guys, and here's the reason why. And you could taste it on his tongue that he wanted me to fix it. I mean, you could see it that he was tasting it on his tongue that he wanted me to fix it. In other words, you could tell that he wanted me to fix this computer, but something just kept him from, proceeding further. Fast forward, I saw her mother, I'm going to say 2 years ago now. Or no, about 3 years ago now. I was with my play brother, and we were in at a place. I'm just going to say that. Not because I'm trying my best to keep things private. And place that I heard mother had been working for years. And I knew that her mother worked at this place, but just didn't know which one. Okay, put it that way. And I asked, how is things going? And I don't know how we got on the subject of her boyfriend, but she told me he's in prison because he had a lot of child porn on his computer. A lot of child porn. She said he got arrested. He got arrested for having child porn on his computer and something else, or something he did to a child. She said she never knew. And I'm telling you, they have been together for years. Daughter, my daughter's best friend. Come on now. And I said, well, did he ever touch her? She said, no. She told me he never touched her. You guys, I'm just going to put it out there. My daughter would visit. And I remember not even knowing that this is not before the computer thing, before you being a parent. Hey, you go over there and you see this dude over there. And you're like, your guard should go up immediately, just straight out the gate. You see this dude over there. Not that you're trying to control their home, but you start asking questions immediately. You don't. Oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, she's in there in the back room, and then no. When you get your daughter in that vehicle, or when you get her home, you start asking questions. Does he come in when you're in the bathtub? You start asking questions immediately. You don't take anything for granted. And I have to say, my daughter always, and knowing that I don't fall for that, I'm going to kill your mama daddy thing. Don't do that. They've been knowing that, my children. So, she, no, mama, you never done anything like that to me. And likewise, confirmation. She said that her daughter said the same thing. He had never touched either one of them. But let me tell you something that's going on that I know was happening. You guys think a camera was in that bedroom? No. Yep. Because the amount of child porn that was found on this dude's computer resulted in felony charges. Okay?
Why didn't he get it?
Well, I mean, he's obviously downloading it, and and this is why I tell women, you're gonna find men in your life that are wolves in sheep's clothing. You've got to cut it out immediately. Doesn't mean that's what it is. But you got to cut that out. You got to do your research, ladies, because felony charges for child porn. And excuse me, I don't know if any charge is felony for child porn. I don't know. I don't know how that is, but just logically thinking, if you got felony charges for child porn, then you were doing some stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go, you guys. Just be aware. Ask your kids questions. Like I said, I didn't wait until I probably thought something was going on. As soon as we got in that vehicle, or I just remember asking her immediately at some point. Multiple questions. And she was giggling, no, mama, like, no. And I know my daughter, and I'm like, okay. And I'm going to tell you, I never, I let her go back over there because, I didn't know anything about the child porn charges, but I'm going to tell you something. Something happened. I don't care what kind of computer he had or whatever. this may be a folder that, and could be the reason why he didn't want me working on the computer, was because he had something in there in that room, outside of even having child porn. He probably had something in that room while he was watching not only her daughter but mine. You hear me? You know he did. You know he did. Okay. She just didn't know it was in there. So this is Kimmy Wyatt. You guys stay woke. Hasta la vista, even though I've already said it. Buenos Aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao Bella, ciao Bello, smooches, gotta go. And before I go, here we go again. Ladies, biological father, as you are seeing right here, you just heard, or you're hearing right here, doesn't matter. There are more men, biological fathers, that mess with their own freaking children. Good God Almighty, He knows I don't see how that can happen. I don't see how someone can do that. This is your own seed, and you're messing with your own seed. Access, you guys. Ladies, you're giving these men access to your children, and sadly, you trust them. Some of them some of them have records, and you're trusting them. I'm not saying a person that has a record can't be trusted. I am not saying that, but take everything into consideration, and you're just letting it go out of the window, because you want someone with a penis and shoulders right there with you. Now, I'm not saying you should want someone with a vagina and shoulders. I'm just saying you want someone with penis and shoulders standing right there with you. And I think that is one of the most absurd things that you can do. We have to learn, ladies, to love ourselves before we can love someone else. All right? Bye.